Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Alexiot's here, and it's Friday. And we've got our first doubleheader of the year for both our teams. Both teams playing tonight between Raptors and Raptors 905. They're going to be having their season opener out at Mississauga at Paramount Fine Food Center against the College Park Skyhawks. So we're playing the Hawks times two tonight. Both games tip off at 7:30. So double duty is required if you want to watch both games. And I'll give you a little primer on Raptors 905 and their team tonight. And of course, we're going to go on heavy on the preview for the Hawks game tonight, in season tournament game, which is very important. Very, very important. In fact, the Raptors win this game against Atlanta tonight. They're in the driver's seat to go to Vegas. They're in the driver's seat because Atlanta Hawks are the top team in the Group A right now because of point differential and the way they beat the Pacers in their first in-season tournament game. They beat them by over 20, and they had a higher point differential than we did. We're both 1-0, but we beat Atlanta tonight. Well, we're 2-0, and they're 1-1, and we're at the top of the Group A of the in-season tournament. So this is an important game tonight. In some ways, we want to show excellence in beating Atlanta twice on their home court already this season. Of course, we know that Trae Young is out. Yes, their leader is out for a few months. And we speculate whether this helps or hurts them. I think it mostly hurts them because it's a point guard. He's their leader. He's their franchise player for so many years. And in some ways, he keeps things organized. And he's also that weapon at the end of the game that can be possibly a very big problem by filling it up real quick and helping his team to win. So I don't think it's a good thing that Trey's out. I think that in some ways what's happened is that the Hawks have had to pivot to a more balanced attack since then. And there's a lot more importance on Jalen Johnson because of that also. Porzingis is not totally stepping up and filling the void. There's very often these Hawks games recently, they have 5 or 6. They have 6 guys in double digits. All 5 of the starters getting double digits in a very balanced attack. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, of course, has graduated up to the starting lineup with Trae Young's injury, and he is now the starting point guard for the Hawks. On our side of things, let's go do the injuries real quick. Nothing. The Raptors have a clean bill of health. We did find out yesterday that Jonathan Mobo was assigned to Raptors 905, and he will be playing in Mississauga tonight with the 905 and the G League. And that is great. Some people are upset about that. Some people are saying, why? Come on now, y'all. Seriously, we got to optimize the best we can do with our two teams. And Jonathan will get way more time on 905 right now because we're fully healthy with the Raptors. And in some ways, his leadership and guidance, in some ways, he can be the Scotty for that team. It's a really good thing. In fact, Mobo, you don't like going to 905? Well, go play crazy off the charts kind of basketball like Siakam did when he had to go to 905. And you may not have to go there anymore. I'm just saying. I would love for Jonathan Mobo to show up in Mississauga tonight and drop a 20, 10, and 5 or something like that. That would be amazing. So show your all-around play, Jonathan. Show that you built off of your first year as a rookie, and you've already been to 905. You know what it's all about. You can go there again and show that you're a vet and have experience in it. So, yeah, the Raptors, pretty much everybody else. I mean, the two ways are also at 905. Also, they are not on the road. Chucky, Elijah, and AJ are on at home at the 905 for the home opener. But the Raptors, everybody else, the starters, Jakob is not out. He will be playing tonight against Porzingis. Shed, Walter, Dick, Colin Murray-Boyle, Sandro, Oshai, Jameson. Those guys are on the road with those guys, and Garrett Temple. And that's our crew to face the Hawks tonight. Now, ESPN's crazy. They have 63% chance Hawks will beat us tonight, which is I don't know if they really thought about what they wrote when they put that in. I think that's just a bias. Because I'm going to tell you right there now, the Hawks have the same record as us right now. We're both 4-4. Both 4-4. Now, the 4 games they've lost have been against good teams. Yeah, and we're one of them. We beat them in the first game of the season. The 4 games they've won have been against piss-poor teams. So their record looks, 500, 4-4. But in reality, they've had some real cream puffs that have brought them to 500 and getting in there. Now, some people would turn around and say that same thing about us. but that's not exactly true. The last game we just won was against Giannis and the Bucks, and they had beaten us in the first game, and we showed a rout on them the second game. Sure, we beat Memphis, who's a depleted team that's not a very good team this year, but we did beat Cleveland at home in the first in-season tournament, and I don't care if they had a depleted team also. That's a quality team overall when they're healthy, and we already got a record. Our record against Cleveland is 1-0 for this season. So I think people may misjudge them. In some ways, people really want to believe in the Hawks because they have a lot of talent in different ways. Riza Shea, Porzingis, Johnson, Kongu. They got some interesting players over there. But once again, a lot of what depends on what they're going to do is Jalen Johnson. And that's what I'm going to say this right now. The plan should be tonight, what we've been doing recently. Scotty got asked about it in the media scrum yesterday. Scotty's got to take Jalen Johnson. He's got to treat him just like he treated Jaren Jackson Jr. He's got to treat him just like he treated Giannis the other night. And if we just stick to a one-on-one, not so much switching, we have a better quality overall team with talent. We should be able to guard these guys up if you get the right matchups. Darko, maybe you put RJ on Nickel for the game tonight. You get Brandon, you put him on, who's their power forward, I guess. I should go look at their depth chart. I'll line them up real quick. So the Hawks will be starting Nickel, Dyson, Risha Shea, Jalen Johnson, and Porzingis. So you put RJ on Nickel. You put Quickly on Dyson Daniels. You put Brandon on Risha Shea. You put Scotty on Johnson, and you put Yak on Porzingis. And just let them play. Even if Porzingis is hanging out outside like Miles Turner does in Milwaukee, let Jakob come out and just guard him up and just kind of get in his face. I think Quickly on Dyson's a good one because Dyson's a quick player and Quickly can kind of run around with him. And he's more of a defensive player than an offensive player. So, yeah, I like those matchups right there. And, of course, you got the Canada versus Canada with Nickel versus RJ. And that's a good matchup for RJ. And there's a lot of shit talking in that. There's a lot of shit talking in that. But, Scotty, they compare you to Jalen Johnson quite often. It's kind of like Paulo. It's kind of like Evan Mobley. You need to go ahead and show, because that's basically what it is. You flex on Giannis. You want to beat Jaren Jackson Jr., a defensive player of the year. You want to beat Giannis, a defensive player of the year. Well, you want to beat Dyson Daniels, a probable defensive player of the year. And Jalen Johnson is somebody who gets compared to you. And some people say he's better than you, Scott. Some people out there actually believe this. They think that Jalen Johnson is a better player than you, Scotty. Well, you need to go out there and make it very clearly and distinctive that who is the best player is you. Because I'm telling you right now, you are, and you will. Off the bench, Luke Kennard, Mohamedou Gay, Onekye, on Kongwu, Keaton Wallace, Asa Newell, and Veet Krejci, Jacob Toppin, Nafali Dante, Caleb Houston, and Eli John Nadai. This is basically their bench. Yeah, Quinn Snyder's going to want some revenge for losing the home opener to the Raptors. And, well, we can't let them have that. In some ways, this is the test, Raptors. You beat this team already. In some ways, they're going to be angry and want to come beat us this time because they're going to remember. Can y'all beat them twice? That's the hallmark of a good team. You don't play with your food. You don't mess around. You beat that team down. Because that's what we need to do tonight, Raptors. We very much need to win this game tonight and get in control of Group A of the in-season tournament. Because we can do this tonight, guys, and I believe in y'all, and I know you will. I know you guys will. So, yeah, that's basically the injuries. No injuries for the Raptors. Clean report, other than the two-ways and Jonathan are assigned to Mississauga. Clean report. And Colin Murray Boyles, well, you're going to be coming off the bench again. We'd love to see something good from you off the bench. Now, Scotty had interviews yesterday. Darko had interviews yesterday, and I've got a big FU for Michael Grange right now. Yeah, fuck you, Michael Grange. Fuck you, Eric Kareem, you pieces of shit. Eric Kareem, don't you ever laugh at Scotty Barnes in a media interview ever again. That is embarrassing for you, not for him. In some ways, your question, nobody works from your weird, twisted ego mind, Eric Kareem. Whatever you find delight in and laugh at, no, this is what I meant, Scotty. Whatever you do, don't ever laugh at Scotty to his face in an interview ever again, Eric Kareem. Seriously, you piece of shit motherfucker with your froggy ass voice sounding so spicy and zesty with your bullshit. Normally, I will not come after people just for how their voice sounds, but you're a piece of shit. And that's just the way it is, Eric. You know, Scotty's brain don't think like you twisted, sad, pathetic, negative, ninny motherfucker. You come at him and you ask him, Scotty, well, have you been not guarding on the ball lately? And Scotty interrupts you. He said, no, I have been guarding on the ball. I've been guarding Giannis. I've been guarding Jaren Jackson Jr. I've been guarding the fours on the other side, and I do have to guard them. But regardless, Scotty. And then Scotty looked a little sad because this is what I'm going to tell you, Eric Kareem, you piece of shit. This is the reason why Scotty don't like doing media, because he doesn't want to look like a fool. He doesn't want to be laughed at. He doesn't want to have somebody turn around and say something to him where he's kind of stalled out and he kind of doesn't seem like he knows what's going on. So fuck you, Eric Kareem, with your bullshit and your dumbass question when you came at Scotty. And just because he answered it different, just because your perception says he's not guarding on the ball as much, doesn't mean that's fucking true. And even if you need to frame your question better, how about that? How about that? Instead of denying, saying, oh, you haven't been guarding on the ball very much. Why don't you say when you are off, when you're not guarding on the ball, you could have easily framed it from the beginning with the question. There's no confusion. And then you don't have to act like, oh, you're wrong, Scotty, and laugh at him. You piece of shit, Eric Kareem, 2-finger salute for you. And Michael Grange, you Eeyore piece of shit. What the fuck is wrong with you, Michael? This Mrs. Grange need to do some things to make you a little bit more happier in your life, because you're Eeyore, son of a bitch, is what you are, Michael. Scotty. Okay, Michael, spit out Ed Rogers' dick so you can ask the question. Scotty, what makes you think that you can be better than what you are already? Like, you're already really good. This is a question this motherfucker asked him yesterday. Seriously. Michael Grange asked Scotty Barnes yesterday, what makes you think you could be better? You're already really good. Why would you want to get better? It sounds like the fucking hockey world is speaking through you, Michael Grange. Please, Scotty. Please, Scotty, don't become better, because the Raptors might become more popular and hurt hockey's popularity. Please, Scotty. What makes you think you can be better? What the fuck kind of question is that, Michael Grange? You Eeyore piece of shit with your bullshit. Here's your Friday freakout, y'all. It's for Eric Kareem and Michael Grange, two of the biggest idiots in the Raptors media scrum. The biggest idiots, honestly. They're number 1 and 2 right there. Eric Kareem, fuck you for fucking laughing at Scott in his face. But kudos to you, Scott, for being strong, going through that interview and staying strong, even though I saw the hurt in your eyes. I saw the moment of the bullies from when you were younger. And Eric Kareem, that energy you come at in the interview, it's bullying energy. And in some ways, Scotty at some point was bullied. And he's a victim of bullying when he was a kid. And he ain't fucking having this shit. And this is part of the issues that he has with doing media interviews, is cackling little hyenas like you and fucking Michael Grange, you pieces of shit. And Michael Grange, maybe speak up the space with what you're fucking asking instead of taking so long. It's like, what are you trying to do? Are you an energy vampire? Are you some sort of fucking asshole that just wants to drag everything down to your level of sad, depressed Eeyore state? Because your questions come out so slow, like a really hard shit. And they fucking take forever. And usually they're like, oh, what makes you? They're Debbie Downer shit, bro. Seriously, can you be a little bit more upbeat? It's like you're trying to drag Scott down into some sort of pit of hell with you, the way you ask questions, Michael Grange. So can we be a little more upbeat? Maybe a little bit more coming with your question quicker instead of wasting all our damn time with you. Maybe you should be more prepared and ready to fire those questions off with a little bit more energy, Michael Grange, with your bullshit kind of, Scotty, you're already really good. What makes you think you can get better? What the fuck is that? What the fuck kind of question is that? Seriously. Scotty, I love you, man. You were awesome in that interview. In fact, in some ways, I've seen you have picked up some of the traits of some of your teammates, like Emmanuel Quickly. When these guys come at you with negativity, you're turning their shit into sunshine. And I appreciate you for it, because these guys are turkeys, man. And they can come and ask the most asinine, stupid-ass questions. And in some ways, it's like, look, Lewberg, you're awesome. You know, Sampson, you're awesome. You know, a lot of them are awesome. They do a good job. But there's a couple of them still in the media scrum that are fucked up. And Michael Grange, Eric Corrine, you're number 1 and 2. Seriously, man, those guys, I had to go off on that. I'm sorry. There was a little bit of a Friday freak out built up in Lex for today, and that was that right there. That's right. All right, let me do the refs, guys. We got 2 games today. First of all, we got the 905, and I'll do their ref report first. We have today for the first game of 905 season, Gina Catanzariti is going to be the crew chief today. She's number 5, and I have her ref report, guys. This is really interesting. I've never seen the G League ref reports, and I got it. Gina Catanzariti is number 75. She's in her first season as a non-staff official, which means she's going to be reffing NBA games more, but she's not a full-fledged ref. Her favorite TV show is The Sopranos. She likes the movie Forrest Gump. She listens to Beyonce. Her favorite book is To Kill a Mockingbird. Her favorite meal is homemade pasta, meatballs, and sauce. Her favorite app is the IG. She most like to visit Southeast Asia. Her bucket list is to yacht around Italy, and her hidden talent is half-court shots. So apparently Gina can hit some half-court shots. That's cool. Maybe they need to integrate that into halftime fun. Or like all of a sudden they're in the middle of the break, and Gina hangs around with the Raptor real quick at Scotiabank Arena and bombs a half-court shot as the ref. That could be really cool. You could get the audience to pop for that. Seriously, because nobody would expect it. So let's not put this on blast too much. The Catanzariti knows how to do half-court shots. And maybe she'll pop one real quick in a game and everybody will go crazy because the ref just hit a half-court shot. That'd be kind of cool, honestly. Gina Catanzariti is in her first season as a non-staff official. She is one of 7 non-staff officials scheduled to work the NBA regular season games in this season. So, yeah, she's the head ref for the 905 game today. CP Painter is the referee, number 66. And Tyler Merkovich, our old friend, is number 44. He's the umpire for 905's game tonight. Yeah, it's going to be a fun time. I'm going to go over the 905 roster shortly, and we'll talk about the team and the depth chart of what's going on with the 905 and their team right now, because there have been some changes, but the team is very, very strong. I'm excited for Coach Andrew Jones to start his second season as the head coach of the Raptors 905. Here's our crew for the Raptors versus the Hawks in Atlanta tonight. We've got Zach Zarba as our crew chief, number 15, his 23rd season out of New York, New York. He refereed a game in the preseason for us, but this will be the first regular season game Zach is doing for us this year. His favorite TV show is The Wire. His favorite movie is The Godfather. His favorite meal is shrimp oranganada. He likes Twitter, which is kind of a cesspool of right-wing hate now, Zach. So maybe you should get off X, because honestly, it's doing crazy shit to the English politics right now with the bullshit of forwarding right-wing propaganda on the algorithm. Just so y'all know, that's what X is at this point. And if you're still on Twitter, Elon's machine is a propaganda machine for right-wing extremists around the world. So if you're still on Twitter, look at it through that lens, okay? Because it's trying to shape people to be more racist, just so y'all know. Most like to visit Italy, and his hidden talent is cooking. I still don't understand how you have not gone to Italy, Zach Zarba. You just look like you are made in Italy, bro. It's like, how the fuck has that man never been to Italy? That don't make no sense. Zach Zarba considers his most memorable NBA assignment to be his first ever NBA Finals game, game number 3 between the Miami Heat and the San Antonio Spurs in 2013. Yeah, Zach's a good crew chief for us. In fact, he favors us. He's the best ref for the Raptors today out of the 3 that are reffing today. We win 51% of our games with Zach, and the Hawks win 46%. So 51 to 46 is the winning percentage split between the Hawks and the Raptors with Zach Zarba. The second ref tonight is a ref we've seen this year already. This will be the second game he's ref for us this year. This is Scott Twardowski, number 52 out of Washington, his 15th season. His favorite TV show is Shrinking. He likes the book Core 52. His favorite meal is steak and mushrooms. His favorite app is Telestrations. He most like to visit Norway and take photographs of the Northern Lights. And he's into landscape and astrophotography. Yeah, Twardowski refereed for 6 seasons in the NBA G League, where he officiated the All-Star Game and Finals in 2011. He has 7 seasons of WNBA experience, which includes working the 2010 Finals and the 2011 All-Star Game. Yeah, Scott, we did win the first game that he refereed for us this year, so we are 1-0 with him this year. We win 49% of our games with Scott Twardowski. He's just above our team average for our whole entire franchise history. And well, the Hawks win 43%. So he's another ref that favors the Raptors tonight. 49 to 43 is the split of winning percentages for Scott Twardowski between the two refs. The last ref is the ref that is not the friendly one to the Raptors, and that is the doctor, Sayesh Mehta, number 82 in his 6th season out of Baltimore, Maryland. His favorite TV show is The Office. He likes the movie Slumdog Millionaire. He gets down to Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. His favorite book is The Alchemist, which is a fantastic book. Favorite meal, butter chicken with garlic naan. His favorite app is Spotify. Gross. He'd most like to visit Morocco, and his bucket list is to play golf at Pebble Beach, and his hidden talent is badminton. Yeah. Sayesh Mehta has officiated 198 regular season games in 5 seasons as an NBA staff official. And of course, he was supposed to go to med school and become a doctor, but he has disappointed his parents and gone and became an NBA ref instead. So yeah, Sayesh Mehta is the worst ref today. He is in the red zone. In fact, he's at the bottom of the red zone with us, meaning he's like a bottom 10 ref for us. We win 40% of our games when Sayesh is present. And meanwhile, the Hawks win 53% of their games. So he's favoring the Hawks 40 to 53 with the third ref, Sayesh. Now, overall, this ref crew is pretty good, but I'm a little suspicious of them. Twardowski is not necessarily a good ref for us. Zach Zarba is very fair and down the middle, but Zach Zarba, I have some questions about whether he will write NBA storylines for Adam Silver, on whether he wants certain outcomes. You know, in some ways, Zach Zarba is getting into the area of Scott Foster, Ed Malloy, but I don't know. We'll just have to see how down the line he is. He can be blatantly wrong in trying to guide the game, though. We need to watch out for that. And Mehta is a horrible ref to us. He's going to call really bad shit for us. I know for sure, because he has every single time we have him. So it's a weird crew. In some ways, it seems fair, and the stats are for us. But in some ways, I could also see this crew getting a little weird with manipulation if they do have a storyline where they want to help the Hawks beat the Raptors in this game. So we need to be very careful of this. This is not a normal game. This is an in-season tournament game. And this, in fact, is a very important, pivotal one in Group A with where we are with what we're battling right now. So there you go. There's your ref report. Zach Zarba, Scott Twardowski, and Sayesh Mehta. Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad crew. In some ways, I think that, they favor us with 2 of them. And who knows? The home crowd will be, the home field advantage will have a little bit of a favor in their call. But we'll just have to see. I think if the Raptors play a very strong one-on-one defense with I don't think they need to double anybody tonight. Who the fuck do y'all need to double, Darko? Seriously. Can we just play them all one-on-one and not do any switches? I mean, we have to do switches if they do picks, but can we just stay at home one-on-one like we've been doing recently? And our defense has been working really, really well. We rely on individual talent on defense like Scotty and Brandon and in different ways, and they can try and tie up the person that they're supposed to guard, or at least keep in between them in scoring. Or, I feel like that's been the most successful thing in this 3-game winning streak we've been on. That's another thing. We want to keep a win streak alive. We want to win our 4th game in a row tonight and keep winning, because that's what we're trying to do. We want to be above 500. We want to go well above 500. We want to be a winning team. We want to be at the top of the Eastern Conference. So, this is important. You guys can win this game. You guys should win this game. So don't mess around. Let's win this game. We don't want to remember a game, Scott, when you were younger, when we went to Atlanta and AJ Griffin hit a shot at the last second to beat us. You don't even want to get a game that close, Scott. Take it into your own hands and make it a good, nice, wide margin where Zach Zarba and his crew can't do anything funny. And you are ensured that you can flex and feel real good about winning for sure at the end of the game. So, yeah, that's the assignment right there, Scott. That's the assignment right there. And I think these guys are real serious about it. Scotty's moving in a different way right now. Scotty really is moving in a different way. He's a much more mature pro at this point, and he is all about business. We ain't wasting time no more. This is time to win. We may have been in rebuild the last couple of years, but this is time to win. And Raptors fans, you need to get the assignment and understand this is where we're at now. This is time to win. Brandon's here. We're integrating things, and we are kicking ass with him in our lineup. So let's go. Let's go. That's what I'm saying right there. All right, let me see. I'll come in and check in on you guys on the comments real quick. Trevor J's first in. Thank you, Commissioner Fun. If it doesn't scare you, you're not growing. If you don't feel lost, you're not advancing. If it's not uncomfortable, you're not pursuing hard enough. I mean, it's different. It's different. This is the thing. Some days are just not the right days to try and do stuff, though. That's the thing. You could try and go all out every single day. You'll burn yourself out. You've got to pick and choose when your energy's right. And in some ways, if you pay attention to astrology, you pay attention to things like Mercury retrograde, you pick and choose when your time to go is, because it isn't all the time. You shouldn't be going all the time. That's not good advice. You've got to pick and choose. And this month's not a good month to go. Let me just say that, guys. There's all kinds of planetary stuff right now. There's going to be a Mercury retrograde in the middle of this month. And most people that try and start projects or do things this month are going to fail miserably, because this is a really bad month to start things. And there's all kinds of failure in the charts, in the planetary stars right now. So just be careful, guys. And in some ways, if you already have something going and you're working through it right now, this isn't a good month to initiate anything new, just so you all know. And that's just the old new age astrologer that Lex is, paying attention to the stars and the sun and the moon and human design and stuff like that. And this is what they're saying this month. This is not a good month to go full tilt. Take a rest this month and wait till December. Okay? Just a little advice from me, because you will not find success this month. There's a lot of stuff in the way. Just trust me. And it's interplanetary. I thank you for the words of wisdom, Trevor J. Peace and love and blessings to the Jones family, all the Raptor Freak families. That's right. Happy game day. Let's beat up the Hawks tonight by 30 points. Yeah. I'd like to see that. We need to beat them up by a huge margin, because that's the way we ensure that we win Group A of the in-season tournament and we go to Vegas. This has been a thing for 3 years now. The Raptors have not gone to Vegas yet in the first 2 years. We've only won like 3 or 4 in-season tournament games now. We've won 4 as of this one that we won this year. We won 1 the first year. We won like 2 last year. We're climbing out. We're climbing up in the in-season tournament each year. Let's go to Vegas this year. This game tonight is pivotal. Scotty Barnes, RJ Barrett, Brandon Ingram, Emmanuel Quickly, and Yaka Pirtle, because this game tonight may determine whether you're going to Vegas or not. So play like you want to go to Vegas. Play like you want to get this extra money for some of the guys on your team that don't get paid as much. Play like you want to make Darko look good. Play like you want the Raptors to win the in-season tournament, because I'll tell you right now, the Lakers won it the first year, handed to them by Adam Silver. The Bucks won it last year. And, well, let's be the third ever in-season tournament champions. Because, seriously, that would be awesome. Think about it. If the Raptors won the in-season tournament, it would be a really big deal, and it would be eye-opening for the rest of the league. So why not fuck around and do this, y'all? In some ways, this is good practice for y'all to get ready for a playoff run later this year, too. So seriously, Raptors, let's not mess around. Let's be in-season tournament champions. And it starts again tonight by taking care of the Hawks, the team that's above us in the Group A standings right now. So, yeah, let's take care of them. Seriously. Trevor's saying, Lex, this guy from Livewire Sports Media said the same thing you talked about yesterday about Sandy will bring players over from Liberty to Tempo. Yeah, I mean, once again, I don't watch other people. I come up with my ideas in certain ways. Like, I don't watch any WNBA stuff for the most part. It's just really me with critical thinking and kind of seeing the things and the patterns and the different things is what I do. I mean, this is an astute thing. I mean, you could have watched that press conference and got the same vibes as I did. This is quite often true. People come up with the same things because they're just independent, because it's just, that's what makes sense. And this totally makes sense. I mean, it would be dumb not to utilize the popularity of Sandy Brondello and her connections with players in this league already to recruit and get people on our team. It would be dumb not to utilize that. So for sure, we're going to use it, and we're going to just see how well we can use it, because who knows, we'll be on the first roster of the Toronto Tempo. It could be a very interesting team. Let's just put it that way. So yeah, I like this. In some ways, it validates that I'm astute, that somebody else would come and see it from somewhere else. But yeah, it just makes sense. We put 2 and 2 together, you can see it yourself. You know what I'm saying? Trevor's saying this. I like Scotty's signature shoes. Beautiful colors. I didn't even see that. Scotty's got signature shoe. Yeah, that's interesting. That's cool. I didn't even know that. Let's see. Roger Raymond's in the house. Thank you, Roger, for supporting this channel. Good day, Raptor Freaks. Hooray for tournament game day. This is special. This is special. And I'm excited to see the City Edition jerseys. I don't know if they play in them tonight, but I want to see them, NBA. I want to see the Raptors show up in these new black City Edition jerseys. Some people are the reviews out by Raptors Nation are kind of mixed. Some people don't like it. Some people have said that it looks like a coloring book that's only been half colored in. I love that jersey, actually. You know why? Because I like the black and the red. There's no gold on it, and maybe there's a little bit too much white. The original design this summer had the white trim was red trim. And maybe that I wish it was like that in some ways. A little bit more red around the edges, around the sleeves, maybe instead of that white. I could go over that. But I really love that the Raptor is wearing the championship earned, not given jersey, the red, white chevron jersey. That's my favorite jersey in the whole entire history of the Raptors. That's a jersey that I want them to wear at the 10-year and 20-year anniversaries of our championship, because they should wear that jersey again in honor of the championship year of 2019. That red jersey with the white chevron is the most important jersey in the Raptors history. It's not the purple dinosaur from the beginning, you idiots. That jersey is a nice jersey and it's iconic. But the best jersey that ever was in the Raptors history is the one that Fred, Kawhi, and Serge, and Kyle, and Norman, and Pascal, and Mark, and Danny, and Jeremy Lin, and all them wore. And that was in that playoff run, that red jersey, that very Canadian jersey with the white chevron. That jersey is the best jersey ever in the Raptors history. And it's fun to see it on the City Edition jersey on the Raptor wearing it. So it harkens to something. It's a little bit layered. But yeah, I like the new City Edition jerseys. Some people are very much dissing them right now. But I think that, once again, people can look at it in a picture, but then when they see it on the court, on the players' bodies, and it's on the court and going, they're going to be like, yeah, and actually these jerseys are nice. That kind of happens with these City Edition jerseys often. No gold this year. Some people saying, why so much gold? Well, y'all, they didn't do gold this year. They did black and red. And in some ways, I kind of like it. I kind of like it. I really do. Yeah, let's see what else you guys are saying here. Trevor J saying, I hope fans give the Raptors the same respect when we have players hurt, when the other teams beat us. Hope we keep that same energy. What are you talking about, Trevor? We don't want to talk about that. We don't want to talk about that. Teams are getting hurt. The teams are missing players. And in some ways, that's why you have to build a roster that's deep and people can step up and be next man up. And in some ways, some of these teams are getting hit hard, like the Cavaliers, and it's been a little bit tough to weather. Well, the Hawks lose their best player, their number one player, their franchise player for a good chunk of the season. That's going to be a tough year for them. It's going to be a tough year. And all the promise and everybody saying and kissing their ass, they're going to be a new playoff team and stuff like that. We'll just have to see. Have they weather this storm? And Jalen Johnson can step up and be the franchise player for the Hawks. We'll just have to see. We'll just have to see. Fiercey's here. Good to see MJ. Good morning, fam, and happy game day. With or without Trae Young, let's crush the Hawks. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's benefits and bonuses both ways. In some ways, he's a high volume guy who misses a lot. And in some ways, that's good because he's taking a lot of shitty shots. But also, he's an expertise guy. He's a guy who can lob threat to bigger players on his team. He's also a clutch guy, a guy at the end of the game who's very, very dangerous to try and hit big shots to help his team win. So him being out, in some ways, that's a disarray. In some ways, that's something where, like, he's a more steady guy because he's just been here forever. So this is not ideal for Atlanta Hawks that Trae Young is out, especially on a year where they're trying to analyze whether they want to continue with him after this year on their franchise. So if he's hurt for most of the season, they can't really get a honest gauge on where they are with this talent with Trae Young because he's going to be gone so long. It's a little bit like Emmanuel last year, guys. A little bit like that. Kaz is saying this. Good morning, Lex and Raptor Freak Crew. Good morning to you, Trucker Kaz. Good TGIF. And yeah, we got basketball tonight. Doubleheader. Let's go get it, Raptors, and beat some Hawks in Canada and the United States. That's right. Fiercey's saying this. Salute, Kaz. You're giving me the business in fantasy. Okay, you brought it up. I'll go look at it real quick. Yeah, let's do an update with our fantasy league. I have got doubled up on Bryce. Bryce is in trouble. Cool Cat's got a lead over Jason. Jason's got a lot of injuries, though. And it looks like, yeah, there's a 180-point lead for Kaz over Fiercey right now. Very close game between Amari and Kareem in that Western Division. MK is really mopping the floor with Andrew right now. Gerald and Nin, so close. 1.5 point difference. And it's like 623 to 621.5. And that kind of high scoring, it's only 1.5 points. Wow, that's a big matchup there. And we got HC beating Mike. And then we've got James losing badly to Amit in the other matchup there. Just to check in on our Yahoo Raptor Freak Fantasy League, get your lineup set up and, ride the wave of injuries and try and just get who you can in there. I mean, that's what you got to do. That's just how it is. Let's see. Shaq Lindsay saying this, Atlanta's stuck with Trey. No one's willing to put up that kind of money for him. Yeah, you might be right. I mean, we'll just have to see. There are problem players around the league, though. And if there's problem players, they are bad guys on their team. They want to just move them. Atlanta's already been moving guys like that around. They got DeJounte Murray for a little while there, and he was a dead end. So, yeah, why not trade Trae Young for Zion Williamson or Ja Morant? Why not? Maybe that will happen. We'll have to see. Yeah, James is saying injuries are killing me in fantasy. It's tough, man. It's tough. Fiercely saying, Lex, will you do trivia next summer for WNBA? The trivia schedule is going to be weird. Trivia is not going to happen as often next season as it used to, but it will happen from time to time. It's just that it's not going to be a regular every Tuesday thing because we're going to be doing WNBA stuff. So trivia games are going to be less and less and going into the future, but that's going to make them all the more fun when we do actually have a trivia day, guys. So it's really going to be in the NBA and WNBA seasons when there's 2 days off and the second day off is a Tuesday. And that's quite often the case, both in the NBA and the WNBA, is that, the WNBA barely ever plays on Mondays. So if, let's say, the Tempo play on a Sunday and then they don't play again till Wednesday, we're playing trivia that day on that summer. So you're going to have to look for that. It's going to be, we don't know the Tempo schedule yet. So I can't determine exactly when the trivia dates are going to be, but there's going to be way less opportunity to do something in the trivia because there's going to be less trivia games. There just is. There's going to be less Thursday think tanks. There's going to be less Wildcard Wednesdays. All the off-season shows are going to be cut down because there's going to be way more previews and reactions because of the Tempo games. So that's kind of where it is right there. Trevor's saying, why I say that? Most people are saying those games are easy. Cleveland game, the Grizzlies game, they all professional getting big money to play the game. Do not feel sorry for the next team. Yeah, okay, that's what you meant. I'm glad you elaborated more, Trevor. So you're saying people talk trash about our record and some of the wins we got because we won against hurt teams? Well, we did just beat Giannis and a very healthy Milwaukee team also. So, I mean, anybody's going to find reasons to talk trash. And you're right, Trevor. If they're going to say this about this, they better say it the other way, around the other way too. In some ways, once again, we can't control who shows up for the games and who's hurt and who isn't. And in some ways, it's like I could say that in 2019 when we played the Golden State Warriors. I can say that about since, as much as like, you know what, you can get good wins against the Raptors when we've been hurt and not full strength in the last couple of years when Jakob's been out and we're missing a couple starters. People have had easier times playing the Raptors. It's just the way it is. The NBA is like that. And there's going to be ups and downs with injuries, and different editions of teams will be showing up in different nights in different NBA arenas. So it's just like an NBA win is an NBA win, is what I'm saying. And Trevor's saying too. I agree with that. I very much do. All right, ladies, Fiercely saying your summer will be busy with Tempo, CBL, Summer League, and eventually FIBA and Olympics. Yeah, we're going to have to balance it all. And, I want to really go heavy on Tempo. When Tempo's playing, that's going to be my priority. And CBL will be something that I want to still keep up with and cover too. But yeah, in some ways, Summer League will be very special and important, of course. When the Raptors play in Summer League, we got to watch those games. But, and the international stuff is going to be important too, for sure. It's going to be tough. I'm going to have a lot of balls to juggle. And we'll just have to see how it goes and how I get my rhythm and my pattern of how I do it. And I'm sure it'll be very, very, I'll get second nature with it soon. It'll be fine. All right, let's go look at the 905 real quick, guys. Their roster for this year is very interesting. We've got, of course, the 3 two-ways, Chucky Hepburn, Elijah Martin, and A.J. Lawson. And, on the depth chart for the 905, those guys are starting at their positions. You got Hepburn and Martin as the starting point guard and shooting guard for the Raptors 905. And then you got A.J. Lawson at starting small forward. And I'm sure that they'll probably play Jonathan Mobo at center tonight. I'll bet you he'll start at center, and they'll maybe start Roddy at the power forward. I'm not totally sure, though. They could do a couple different things there. They could start Olivier Sarr at center and put Jonathan Mobo at power forward. But yeah, Olivier and Roddy are both on the Raptors 905, and they will be playing tonight for the 905. And that's a good sign because those guys were in training camp. And honestly, I'll be interested to see the veteran Roddy running around for the Raptors 905 and what he's going to do. He's going to be like this year's Justice Winslow. And he's a load, man. David Roddy is a very big man. As I've called him, supersized Fred VanVleet. It's kind of like if you took Fred VanVleet and you put him in that machine on Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory where they shrunk Mike TV, the TV size. Well, they took Fred VanVleet and they reversed the controls and they made him times 1.5 or something like that. It's a Fred VanVleet body. It's 1.5. When you watch David Roddy play, you're like, is that Fred? If I squint my eyes a little bit, it looks like Fred VanVleet. But wait, he's giant. It's kind of like a super major in an ant colony. I know I'm weird, man. I know I'm weird. All right, looking at the rest of the lineup for them, they've got some interesting players. Of course, Jared Rhoden left. He went to Paris. We'll talk about what he's doing in a second in the Instagram stories. But yeah, Olivier Sarr, David Roddy, Julian Reese, the brother of Angel Reese, will be playing tonight. Juju Reese. This can be fun to see him come out. He's been very smiley this week during media day and training camp for the 905. And he's excited to get to it, man. It's got to be very exciting for him. And I'm telling you, this doesn't hurt having Julian Reese on the Raptors 905 for the possibilities of his sister coming to play for the Tempo. Seriously, let's get the Reese family happy about Toronto. And, well, Julian Reese, let's have a good, successful year with 905, and maybe Sister Angel will want to come around and say, hey, Canada seems pretty cool. How is it up there, Juju? Man, Angel, you don't even understand. Their money looks weird, but it's fun. Stuff like that. Of course, the return of Raptors 2019 NBA champion Patrick McCaw is back on the 905, and he is going to be one of the veterans on the 905. This is the one thing I love. We lost Chris last year, right? Chris Boucher, the last standing NBA champion of the 2019 Raptors championship on the roster. Well, we have fixed that, because Patrick McCaw is back in the fold, and we have a 2019 champion back in the Raptors organization. Even if it's on the 905 level, we can say this, y'all, that we still have a 2019 champion playing for the Raptors this year, and that is good old Pat McCaw, the 3-time NBA champion. And honestly, he's done really well in the G League. He's been messing around for the Delaware Bluecoats and Nick Nurse for a couple years now. He's basically been a G League player since we won the championship. And, well, he's come back to Toronto, and he's going to be on Mississauga this year. So, Pat McCaw, welcome back, my guy. Of course, Tyreek Key is back for another year. Him and Quincy Guerrier, holdovers from last year's 905 team to return. Love seeing the big Montreal Alliance forward from Montreal. The Canadian content is high with Quincy around. We love that. Him and AJ are the two Canadians on 905 this year. Tyreek Key, the sharpshooter. In some ways, he's on that depth chart with Dick and Battle. Key is down there for a sharpshooter for us. Of course, he played professionally in Belgium before joining the Raptors 905 last season. And, well, I want to see good things from you this year, Tyreek Key. Jarkel Joyner was snatched from the Skyhawks, who were playing tonight. Jarkel Joyner was on the Skyhawks last year. He was their best player, too, guys. Yeah, that's right. We're playing the Skyhawks tonight with their best player on our team this year. Jarkel Joyner is in the vein of Kennedy Chandler and Javon Freeman Liberty as a point guard body, but he plays like a shooting guard. So he's a guy that we may be having to watch for selfishness and maybe doing a little bit too much on his own this year. He's that guy. I may be picking on him this year, just like I picked on Kennedy Chandler last year and I pick on Javon Freeman Liberty before that, because I don't like that archetype of player. But Joyner's a hooper. Joyner can put that ball in the hoop, and that's the one thing we will see him do. And in some ways, if the 905 are in trouble with scoring drought, Jarkel Joyner can fix it. He's like that. He's like that. AJ Hoggard was one of the draft picks for the Raptors 905 in the draft out of Vanderbilt. He's a shooting guard, 6'3", 220 pounds, 25 years old. I don't know a whole lot about him, but he kept on the team. They waived the other guy they drafted, JP Pugs. Got waived in the last 2 days, along with Lacey James, the big power forward center that was on our team last year. Lacey James was hung around for a little while. but they didn't make the final cut. So Pogues and James are out as the last cuts. Also, Tyson Degenhart, who was on our summer league team, the sharpshooter from Boise State, the viral sensation with his YouTube, his podcast and stuff like that. Tyson will be on our team this year. He's probably a fun locker room guy, and hopefully he could be a good sharpshooter for us on that team. And then Jaden Bediako is a center. He's 6'10". He's 25 years old. He's out of Seton Hall also. And Jaden, he walked onto the team. He's this year's Evan Gilliard II. He came to our open tryouts a month or so ago, and he impressed. And I guess having that size, 6'10", 245 as center, well, he's on the 905 from walk-on tryout. He tried out, and he's the walk-on this year. So he's also Canadian, guys. So we do have 3 Canadian guys on that team. So Jaden, Bediako, AJ Lawson, and Quincy Guerrier, the Canadian content on the Raptors 905. I hope you guys will join me in the Raptors 905 chat if you're able to do double duty. Of course, if you can't watch both games, I get it. Watch just the Raptors Hawks game. But yeah, we're going to see the season opener for the 905 against the Skyhawks here in Mississauga at Paramount 5 Food Center. And of course, I want to remind everyone, the next game for 905 is Sunday at 2 p.m. against the Skyhawks again. And we're going to the game. RFF is going down there, Raptor Freak family. And if you can join us and you want to come to the game, come meet us around 1:15, 1:30 outside the Paramount 5 Food Center at the box office. And we'll get some tickets and we'll go in and see this team I just described play in live action. So yeah, if you want to come meet me and come to the game, a Raptor Freak hangout is happening this Sunday. 2 p.m. is the start of the game. And I'm trying to get people to meet up half an hour, 45 minutes before so we can get organized, get our popcorn, get our seats, and maybe just pal around a little bit and visit before the game actually starts. Yeah, so if you're interested, that's what's going on this weekend. You come see Elijah Martin of the Florida Gators, national champion, playing for the 905 this weekend. That's what I'm talking about. So, yeah, there's a little background on the 905. I should go look at the Skyhawks real quick. Let me just go see who they have just as a real quick look. That's not the right team. I want College Park Skyhawks. Yeah, I don't know why I went to Sioux Falls. Okay, so who do they have? Whoa, their team looks weird. They got Malik Williams. We remember him. He was a center for us a couple years ago with Jordan Wara, the Louisville connection there. Yeah, Malik Williams is one of their centers. They got MJ Walker. Jacob Toppin is one of their two-ways. Caleb Houston, Eli Najee, some of the guys that I just said on there. So Caleb Houston's a two-way for them. Mississauga's Caleb Houston. We'll have to see if he's in Atlanta or he's in Mississauga. He may be home at Mississauga, actually. Devion Smith, Eric Reynolds II, Tyler Pauly, Asa Newell is listed on here. Nikola Jurisic is listed on here. Dwight Murray Jr., Seth Maxwell, Kobe Johnson, Javon Johnson, Bashir Jihad, and Lamont Butler, who's hurt. But yeah, this team does not look that impressive. I don't even know who half these guys are. The two ways may be the most important people. And Malik Williams, that's a pretty bad G League team from what it looks like. So we should kick their ass tonight. The Raptors 905 should kick their ass. So yeah, cool stuff there. All right, let's see what else you guys are saying in the chat real quick. Let's see. Shaq Lindsay saying Trey is a salary eater and a system killer. I don't think he's a winning player for a championship. I don't think that he's a building block towards Larry O'Brien. That's just a sad case. Players are good in this league, like Karl Malone and John Stockton. They never get a Larry O'Brien. Some people are just not built to get one. They're just not the type of player, like I say, is a winning player that builds up towards getting a championship. John Morant is not a Larry O'Brien player. He just isn't, especially because he's going off the rails with all his bullshit. He was a good citizen and he was doing things right. Maybe he would be a Larry O'Brien type player, but he's not. He's not taking his life seriously. He's wasting his time. Trey Young is not a Larry O'Brien kind of player. He's not a winning kind of player. And that's what I want to analyze when I look at who the Raptors get and come into our team is like, is this a guy who adds up to winning or is a winning type player? And that's why we want those kind of players on our team. We don't want to waste our time with a big-time superstar that's fool's gold that makes you think that they're going to get you a championship like Luka Doncic or Trey Young, and they won't ever get you there because there's flaws in their games. And in some ways, they get in the way of you getting there. They may make you think you can get there, Joel Embiid, but you're not going to get there because they will fail and they will crap out before they can make it. I'm telling you right now, there's certain players like this in this league. Scotty's a winning player. Scotty is a player that gets Larry O'Brien's, and you're going to see that before his career is done. You're going to see it. That's right. MJ saying this, I completely understand. The schedule may not allow for trivia. We'll still do it, and it's always going to be fun, and those days will be even more special. And in some ways, it'll be easier for me because I don't have to continue to keep coming up with new ideas for how to do the trivia and then writing all the trivia all the time. It's just, I'll just have to see how the schedule goes. In some ways, it's kind of fun to do it this way. Like we had a Thursday think tank yesterday because we had 2 days off, and I was able to devote the channel to the WNBA yesterday, which was fantastic. And I want to be able to do that. And there may be very well days where we have 2 days off during the WNBA season, and I'm doing a very NBA Raptors centric stream in the middle of the summer because it's a topic we need to talk about with what's going on in the offseason for the Raptors. So it's going to be a balance, and it's going to be, when the Raptors are going like now and the tempo are in off season, well, it'll be a little bit more footnotes and small news about the tempo, but vice versa next summer when it's more like the meat of the show is about the tempos game, and we're doing maybe footnotes and a little noteworthy news on the Raptors then. So it's just going to be interesting to see how I balance it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Trevor's saying, why I say that? Most people are, I read that already. Let's see. Fiercely saying, your summer will be busy with tempo, CBL. Yep, I read that. Why am I reading these again? I don't know why. I got to get back. To the right place. Let's see. James is saying, are they still doing NBA Europe? All right, I have news on this, guys. The Europe doesn't want the NBA there. They don't. FIBA people are saying that you good luck trying to do this, Adam Silver, because we're not going to give you what you want. There's some weird shit. Like I've heard this. The NBA wants to come in and take over established territories where there's already FIBA leagues, and they want to start a whole completely new thing. And they do kind of want to invite existing teams to join the NBA Europe, but they want to charge them like $150 million just to join. The people over there are getting pissed off at the NBA because in some ways they're saying nobody's asking for this. Nobody wants this. Y'all are just trying to invade and start this shit. And, we've got culture and history with our clubs here that people are really behind. In some ways, you're not going to do a better product. You're not going to win in this. And I'm telling right over and over again, Adam Silver, you need to let this go and stop this shit. You can't do this. You're going to have a big, huge financial fail. And I've heard news from Europe that nobody wants you to do this. The FIBA people are not happy with this. And in some ways, they're like, fuck y'all. We're not going to comply with you. We're not going to do this. You have the audacity that you want to come over and charge us $150 million to join just because you're brand? Fuck that. We're doing fine without you. We don't need you to come here. In some ways, we don't want you to come here. So this is I saw an article on this where FIBA officials, people that are in charge of the leagues over there are like, no thanks, Adam. And in some ways, if you want to work with us, you better listen to us and you better not try and strong arm yourself into our market. Because I think it'd be a foolish thing for Adam Silver to do. They just think XFL with Vince McMahon all over again kind of shit. Seriously, you want to have a big financial failure, Adam Silver? And in some ways, you got gambling problems over here. You need to fucking come in-house in some ways and just fix your own problems in-house right now with the gambling issues and the epidemic around your league and the bad press. What if you start losing money more and more? You go over to NBA Europe and try and start something and you fail miserably and lose billions of dollars. And then the NBA is in a bad financial place all of a sudden because you made poor judgments. You're better off to just expand over here more and more and work on globally with FIBA people and other people around the world, making a tournament where your champion plays the champions of their leagues instead of trying to force yourself into an NBA Europe league. They don't want it. That's what I've read. I've seen it now. I was like, maybe they do want it. Maybe they don't. No, I went and looked at it, and there's some crazy ass shit Adam Silver's thinking he can do. He's not going to be able to do it. This is a big, big fail all over it. And he's dumb. If he thinks he can do this, it's his ego who's saying it. He's not thinking clearly, because in some ways Europe's not asking for this. Europe doesn't want this, and you go ahead and do it. You're gonna lose money, Adam Silver, because those fans are loyal. Those fans have culture and history with the teams that exist there. And why the fuck would they switch over, especially to American product with the president y'all have in the White House right now? This isn't going to happen, Adam Silver. Read the room. You're an idiot, and you need to let this idea die. Mark Cuban's idea is better. You need to have a championship tournament with the champions of each league and send the NBA champion to that. But fuck, man, you trying to put your foot in the NBA and the Europe, it's not going to happen, bro. You better stop. You better stop because you could actually crash out the whole entire NBA if you're not careful. Seriously, seriously, yeah, yeah. Let's keep going. Trevor J saying 6 league games will be on Prime this season. 6 G League games. Oh, G League games. Well, they better be on YouTube up here. That's what I got to say. If they better keep the 905 games the way they've been playing them on YouTube. If there's any difference or any kind of weird shit, nobody's gonna pay money to watch the G League games. It's kind of stupid. If they put it on Prime, it's because Amazon's saying, yeah, you get to watch it on here. Fuck Amazon, fuck Prime, fuck all their bullshit. Seriously. They better have them on YouTube still up here. Maybe it's on Prime in the United States, but fuck that shit up here. They better still have those games on YouTube tonight. Seriously. Fuck Prime. Fuck Amazon. Fuck Amazon, Trevor. Fuck that bullshit. Shaq Lindsay saying this. They can put up points and assists, but all of that is to the detriment of Trey. I don't know why I read that as they. I think it's because he doesn't spell his name that way. Let's see. Trey can put up points and assists, but all of that is at the detriment of his teammates because the ball is always in his hands. Well, his teammates have to make up for his defense deficiencies. Yeah, he has good and bad pluses. Like he has a pluses and minuses, and some of them are like really bad for defense, for sure. For sure. Why can't I do that? Okay, there we go. Yeah, Fiercey says the NBA is greedy. I mean, I won't argue with you. They're trying to make as much money in weird ass ways, and the gambling stuff is the most insidious bullshit way. All right, y'all, straight goods on Canadian goods, real quick. The Great Canadian Bagel is a restaurant that is in Ontario, New Brunswick, and Prince Edward Island. They're a Canadian-owned chain, and they bake their bagels in store. So if you like the bagels, you can go to the Great Canadian Bagel Company Limited. They're a restaurant, and they are in 3 provinces. So maybe you know of a Great Canadian Bagel location, and you'd like to go get a bagel. A bagel. Yeah, boggle. Whatever the fuck you call it, a boggle. What the fuck? It's a bagel. Okay? Anyway, yeah, there's your straight goods on Canadian goods. All right, let me keep going. If we're going to do fast and light here and get out of here, I'm all about it. I'm not all about being on here for all day because I got stuff I got to do. Coach Andrew Jones posted a picture of all the coaches. Apparently, some of those coaches that I didn't know were like coaches of the TFC and the women's soccer team and also like the women's hockey team. So that really was kind of like a coaches summit they did with Sandy Brondello and Darko and Monica Wright-Rogers and Andrew Jones. Pretty cool to see that lineup. Yeah, I don't know who those other coaches are. Apparently, Andrew Jones, on the day of the 905 starting their season, got a meme from his wife with him holding a basketball, and she put her face over the basketball. And he said, wife is funny for this one. Did she win that Mother of the Year thing this year earlier? Andrew, you got to tell us. I don't know if she won that or not. There's the staff for 905. They're ready to go. Yeah, let's go. Leftwich and Serrano and the rest and Andrew Jones. Let's go. You guys are going to have a great year this year. Yeah, game day tonight, 7:30, College Park Skyhawks at the Paramount Fine Food Center. Be ready for that. Game day for the Raptors also, 7:30 in Atlanta at the State Farm Arena. They got to go beat up on the Hawks again down in Atlanta. That's right. There's Jared Roden putting in work over in France because that's where he is now in Paris. He's gone to go overseas to Europe, earn some money, and be the big man on that team. I'm sure he's going to be the leading scorer for his team. And they're going to love him in Paris. I'm sure they're going to love him, man, because he's that kind of guy. He's a two-way player, and he's going to be very, very good for them. 6 years sound wild. Happy birthday, brother. There you go. He's saying happy birthday to his trainer, Mr. Cow. There's a place he went. He's like, the vibes are just unlimited out here is what he's saying about Paris, France. And he's like in a training facility. It's a crazy jacuzzi and workout center. So Jared Rhodes living a good life right now over there in France right now. Mo Pete has got a Denzel Washington quote on here. Walking alone doesn't make you weak. It makes you unstoppable. So there you go. Let's see. Evan Gilliard is on Memphis Hustle now, guys. He's trying to guess his teammates by their silhouette. He got Charlie Brown Jr. That's pretty good. So he's on a team with Charlie Brown Jr. still. But they're in Memphis now on the Hustle. But yeah, Evan Gilliard, I don't even know why I'm following you anymore. You're not on Raptors anymore. There's Garrett Temple wishing a happy birthday to his middle child. That's right. It was his daughter's 3rd birthday yesterday, his juicy girl. That's right. So happy birthday to Verity And I hope she had a fantastic birthday party. And Kara and Garrett are very proud of their daughter Verity. Yeah, 3 years old. She's growing up so fast. That's right. There's Teresa Resch talking about the coaches meeting. Great meeting of minds. I learned so much last night. I may have to start coaching in order to put it to work. Teresa Resch, you got to do that. You're going to go from president of the team to being a coach. That's an interesting career path, but she's inspired. She wants to do it. I'm sure she could. Because Teresa Resch can do whatever she wants. She's like that. Let's just put it that way. She's like that. Yeah, I love it. And they asked Sandy, what would you be if you weren't an NBA, WNBA coach? And she said, well, I wouldn't be a makeup artist because it was a Sephora ad. And it's like they're coming in there. They got her in the chair and they're doing makeup on her. And they say, Sandy, if you weren't a WNBA coach, would you be a makeup artist? She's like, no, I would not be a makeup artist. I don't know what she would be doing. Maybe she'd be in broadcast, something like that. Maybe. Who knows? There's Raptors 905 released their media day pictures. And AJ Lawson looking tough, looking crazy. Elijah Martin got to wear his chain in his pictures. It looks pretty cool with his chain. There's Chucky. Chucky, man, I got big time things for you. Listen, I want to put this on you, Hepburn. Can you do something tonight where you just look so good that the Raptors cannot deny you from the regular roster? Seriously, Chucky, I want to see you are so amazing. And I want to see this from Elijah too. I want to see this from AJ. I want to see this from all our guys. I want to see y'all want to get it out of the mud. Jonathan Mobo. I want to see you guys show up and be like, I want notice. I'm coming out here and I'm going to have a huge game for Andrew Jones in 905 because I want notice. I want to be like Siakam and say, this is not where I'm supposed to be. So I want to see Chucky, Elijah, AJ, and Jonathan have that energy tonight. Seriously, I want y'all to be a step above G League level. I want y'all to come out and show that you don't really belong there. All of y'all, because y'all are way more talented. And I want to see that. You got to start somewhere. Well, 905 is going to be where you're starting, Chucky. And well, let's see how long you're there. There's Betty Yako. Cool pictures with him. There's Degan Hart with his media pictures. And then there's Quincy. Quincy is awesome. We love Quincy. Then that's Betty Yako there. Let's see. This is a Jarkel Joyner. There's Tyreek Key. There's Patrick McCaw. Patrick, he's gonna be that vet, man. Pat McCaw's like 30. There's Juju Reese. There's David Roddy, looking old, supersized Fred VanVleet. There's Olivier Sarr. And yeah, it's game day. Elijah Martin with the chain pointing at you. Come on now. Watch the Raptors 905 play the College Park Skyhawks. There's Lindsey Dunn one more time at the field. She just can't let go of that Blue Jays season until next season. Oh, it's so sad. It's like so sad Lindsey's saying that to that. Serge Ibaka is putting in work, y'all, and it does seem like he does want to return to the NBA. He's down in Miami. That's where in the world Serge Ibaka is, and he's putting in this work right now, and he very, very much is, he's at Remy's is where he is. He's at Remy in Hollywood, Florida. And I can see he's really trying. There's nobody there right now because the season started up. He's down there by himself getting direct work from Remy, trying to, man, Bobby, call Serge up, please. Just call Serge up and add him back to our team. I talk about Pat McCaw. Why don't we bring back a true 2019 contributor to our championship that year? Come on now. Elijah Martin's posted his 905 picks with his chain. I'm telling you, he's got that chain out. Let's see. Toronto Tempo's doing a ticket giveaway. Northern Super League ticket giveaway at BMO Field on the 15th of November. Details will be in the caption. So, yeah, y'all check that out. Eric Smith is on the book Scrum tour. He's got to do the book tour for We the Raptors out now. Go buy it now. The Raptors are the only team in the NBA with 3 players averaging 20 points per game. And we know about our big 3. We're going to talk about them more and more. Barrett, Barnes, and Ingram. That's right. There's Eric Smith on City News in the morning talking about his book on the TV channel. Go buy it. That's right. Jonathan Mobo putting Jamal Shed on blast, number 23, his good friend Jamal. Pascal Siakam's got a weird picture from the game against the Warriors the other day. And it's funny because it's got Draymond with his mouth open looking like an ass. And Siakam's in between the two people he's playing. And it's just a funny looking picture. But I love Siakam's artistry. His eye for the camera is awesome. So awesome. But yeah, it's a little tough start this season, man. You go from the finals to this, what you guys are in right now. I got to feel bad for them, man. I want to clear up something more about Miles Turner.
You know, part of the reason why the Pacers fans are mad at Miles is because they think he's talked trash about Halliburton. But they have to understand that Halliburton is a troll on purpose. Like, he self-identifies as a troll. Like, Tyrese Halliburton likes being kind of a cocky little asshole. Like, the Pacers fans don't understand this. That within the Pacers team, that's kind of a role he likes being, the villain, the cocky troll. And when they're involved in like hanging out in the team, he had that role where he'd be trolling all the time. So when Miles Turner calls Halliburton a troll, he's not degrading him. He's just participating in what they've done as teammates and friends forever. You go up to Tyrese Halliburton, you call him a troll to his face, he'll laugh and you say, yeah, I am. I am. That's the thing that's a disconnect between what the Pacers fans are reading from this. Miles Turner has no problem with Tyrese Halliburton, and Tyrese Halliburton has no problem with Miles Turner. They're teammates, and they're still friends, or they're not teammates anymore, but they're still friends. And everything that got blown out of proportion from what Miles Turner said about Tyrese Halliburton was a little clip of a little bit of what he said. And they were picking and choosing, like just 1-2 sentences that Miles Turner said, and that turned everybody against him in this. You guys are so wrong for turning on him like this. Once again, the ownership decided to let him go. It wasn't up to him. Think about it, y'all. He's been so loyal to y'all for 10 years. You think he wanted to leave after he got the finals with y'all? No. No, that was completely the Pacers front office and ownership that decided to let him go to Milwaukee. So don't get mad at him for that. And don't get mad at him for anything he said about Tyrese, because that shit is true. And Tyrese would laugh at him saying that because he's like, yeah, I am a troll. I'm trolling people all the time. All the choking and all the goofy stuff I say on the court and all this stuff. You know, what Miles Turner did is not that bad, y'all. And there, he's taken his context out of context, his quotes out of context. That's part of the problem here that people aren't getting from that. Mohamedou Gay, our old Raptors 905, is on Windy City Bulls. And here's his media day pictures. I just want to check in with him real quick. OG Anunoby with more highlights. He's actually been posting more on Instagram and his stories. You know, I don't know what's going on with the Knicks. We'll see them eventually. And Chris Boucher, just Celtic stuff, shooting a shot in the corner, making the three. He's putting out for Jamaica. He's trying to put out help for Jamaica. Donate now for Hurricane Melissa Relief Fund, Jamaica Strong. That's a big, big deal right now. If you can help out. Let's see. What else? Oh, there's a picture. There's Chris's kid. You know, I think Chris has 2 kids, y'all. I think he has 2 kids, y'all, because he has a younger kid, and then he has an older kid that's more toddler. So I think Chris has 2 kids, man. I'm not even totally sure. I shouldn't know any of that. It's not important for me to know those kind of things. Yeah, Chris is still doing stuff with Slim Duck Foundation. I'm not sure if it's happening in Canada or if it's happening in Boston. But yeah, Slim Duck Foundation with Lush partnered up to do some nice stuff for Mental Health Day. Good stuff there. So yeah, there's your Instagram stories for today. Yeah, all kinds of stuff going on with the Instagram. That's right. Salute MJ. That's right. Salute to MJ. All right, let me see. Where am I in the chat? I don't want to miss anything here. Trevor's saying Instagram stories. Classic Card looks like it's a short stream today. Yeah, I don't mind that. I've got to take my truck in to get serviced, and I got to take it to the dealership. So I got to go do that soon. And plus, I got to work out. And I'm contemplating working out like extra double because the 905 are playing today. I did 10 sets last year. I've upped my sets to 12. And y'all want to know what I do? This is really crazy. Y'all love me for this. What I do is I do 10 sets and I go by the numbers of the players. So the first set I do is Grady's set, number 1. I do the Grady Dick workout first. I do Jonathan's second because he's 2. I do Brandon's 3. And then I do the 4th workout is Scotty's. And I put on Scotty's jersey at that point. Then I very quickly after I do Scotty's, I do Quickly's because it's 5. And then number 6 is Chucky. 2 + 4 = 6, 24. And then number 7 is Jameson Battle, 7 and 7. And then number 8 is Garrett Temple, 17. 1 + 7 is 8. Number 9 is obviously RJ Barrett. And when I do the 9th workout, it's at 4:16 every day. When the alarm goes off at 4:16, 4:16, I do the RJ workout with my left hand first. I do curls. and I do the left-hand curl first for RJ. I know I'm really superstitious and crazy. Then the 10th workout is Jakob, is 19. 1 + 9 = 10. Now there's backup numbers in case guys are hurt. Like, of course, Shed's a 5 also. 2 + 3 is 5. Jacoby's a 5. 1 + 4 is 5. But I've started doing an 11 and a 12th workout now. And the 11th workout is in honor of Isaiah Thomas as the president of the Raptors in the beginning. He was a great number 11 in the history of the NBA. But I also do it for Darko and the coaches and the front office people in the past of the Raptors. And then number 12 is Collins. I'm doing the last workout for the rookie. I do the combo workout as the last workout at 12. Now, I'm considering doing 15 workouts today and doing 3 extra workouts just because the 905 are playing also today. So that means I'm doubling up my load, half of what I normally used to do last year on top of what I do. So probably doing 15 sets today. And I got to get those in while I go to the Ford dealership too and get my truck set up for the winter. So yeah, there's a lot to do today. So we'll get this done. We'll get out of here and get done. I got a lot of working out to do. Obviously, you just heard it. Isn't that crazy? And I do. I really focus when I do those sets on that individual player and sending them energy for them to be successful. Like mentally, I'm just like, yeah, Scott, I'll do that workout. I'll get you all pumped up. That's right. That's right. Let's see. Neil's here. Good to see you, Neil. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you, Shaq Lindsay, also. Fiercely, also, thank you, too. Are you still following Shamshay? I am, but he's not posting anything. He's not posting anything. He's very silent, very quiet. He's wiped his content on his not his content, but what he says in his description on his Instagram. I see him like different people's stuff still here and there. You'll see him kind of check in on a Raptor, and it's like, oh, Ulrich likes this post by AJ Lawson or something like that. You'll see that from here to there. But I am still following him. And, well, it's very silent, very, very silent, Ulrich Shamshay right now. Very silent. Fiercely saying, saw an IG clip of Lethal Shooter training with Reggie Miller. It was nice to see Miller hitting all these threes. His shooting form was top-notch. Well, Reggie Miller's one of the greatest shooters in the NBA's history. And that doesn't go away. His technique, he probably do that stuff in his sleep. The thing about Reggie is, you get older, you can't go fast enough. But, man, I'll bet you he could bomb threes still like crazy. He just can't run. He just can't be quick. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. Reggie was like that. In fact, he was one of the guys back when I was a kid that I patterned my shot after. Like him and Chuck Person were the two guys that I really thought were two of the most pure, best shooters in the NBA when I was a kid. And I really I was saying, if you want to be a good shooter, you shoot like Reggie Miller, shoot like Chuck Person. Those were my guys that I was kind of like, yeah, they were my role models for shooting in my own basketball hijinks. Yeah. Salute to MJ. Fiercely saying this. Lex, what do you think of Sandy Brondello choosing tempo over Dallas Wings with Paige Bookers? My 2 cents. It's exciting to have a star player, but building something new is more rewarding and fulfilling. Yeah, that article was kind of stupid because it was shading us and saying, why would she want to go and take an expansion team with not taking the advantage of trying to coach the rookie of the year and this exciting advantage opportunity in Dallas? I mean, Sandy's been very clear about what won her over to come here. It was Teresa and them and the package and the ideals and the things that they described to her. It was very lining up with her. And that's what made her feel like this, because this is the thing Sandy Brondello cares about. It's not necessarily the easiest job. It's not necessarily, going somewhere where she get the most prestige. No, she cares about partnership. She cares about vibes. She cares about whether the people she's working with she can trust. She cares about whether they have the same values as her. She cares about whether the people are positive and they have the kind of feel that she has. And that's part of why she had to leave New York, is because those values and the partnership with the franchise of the Liberty changed and it wasn't the same anymore. And she said that very clearly in the interview with Sue Bird, and also in a press conference is kind of what she alluded to. Is that, it could very well be that the Dallas people were coming at her with offers and the ideas of what she could be as the Wings coach. And she was kind of looking at it and kind of you know what? I'm listening to Teresa and I'm listening to you and Teresa and Monica and what they're saying to me and Larry Tannenbaum. It just feels better. It feels right. It feels like the partnership. That's a big, huge reason why she decided what she decided, is that the vibes and the partnership and the values felt right with Teresa's group. And that's a testament to how they carried themselves in trying to woo her and being very clear and authentic about what they're all about. And then once again, sure, building something from the ground up and being a history making person is the cherry on top. But I think that other stuff that I said is the more important thing, especially if Sandy's coming from a situation in New York that was a little toxic on the down low, especially from the ownership of the Liberty. She don't want to get involved in another situation. Like, I don't know. Does that genocidal bitch own the Dallas WNBA team too? Maybe she doesn't want to be a part of genocide. And I don't want to work for the Dallas teams because that bitch who makes all the money from here, she's sending that money to Israel to bomb people, innocent people. I mean, seriously, that could be part of the values right there. I'm going to say this openly all the time about the Dallas franchise and the owners of the Dallas franchise being very much Zionists who spend most of their fortune funneling money to the arms that bomb Palestinian children. So it's like anybody who works for the Mavericks or the Dallas, that team's ownership, you're supporting genocide indirectly. In some ways, Cooper Flagg, congratulations. You are the poster boy for making money for a genocidal bitch. And I will continue to say that over and over again. So this is just the damn truth. She's very much on the record for being one of the biggest supporters of the IDF, the Israeli Defense Forces, that are massacring and genociding innocent women and children and old people in Gaza. So, I mean, maybe that's why Sandy's like, fuck you, Dallas. I don't want to work for a genocidal bitch. I mean, just as pure as that right there. Let's see. G saying this: not only gambling, the WNBA is heading towards a lockout and either start up leagues or poaching WNBA players and paying them more. And Silver needs to focus on it. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think expansion's the right time right now. I mean, if you think about this also, Adam Silver, the United States economy is contracting. There's more job losses. There's, these are signs that Trump is absolutely crashing that country into the ground. That, the airports are canceling flights because they don't have enough air traffic controllers and people aren't buying flights enough anyway. These are signs that the economy of the United States is fucked up and it's running into the ground. And in some ways, like, if there's going to be more hardships with financials for American people, how the hell are they going to be having the extra money to spend it on the NBA and stuff? So the economy is not healthy in the United States. And in some ways, you may need to weather some financial storms domestically before you try and start some international bullshit, Adam Silver. Seriously, read the room and understand that the idiot in charge in the United States is running your country into the ground economically. So, I mean, that's part of it right there. The gambling is a huge problem right now too. And yet, these other leagues are coming up. Ice Cube's league is still sustaining. And there's other people talking about doing stuff like Carmelo and LeBron are always talking about threatening to build another league like unrivaled for the WNBA for the NBA guys. And, they could start poaching good players that are still in their prime from the NBA to play in this other league. These are all headaches for Adam Silver he needs to watch out for. Seriously, if you don't let LeBron James own a team in the NBA after he's done, I'm bet damn for sure him and Rich Paul will start their own rival league and start trying to compete with you, Adam Silver. Seriously. So he's got enough headaches than to make a very poor economic mistake in trying to build NBA Europe anytime soon. It would be the most colossal fail. I could say this right now, Adam Silver. You would be an idiot. You would do a colossal fail like Vince McMahon with his XFL bullshit that he kept trying to do. You want to go ahead and throw money away, you might as well donate it to people that need to eat, like the people who are missing out on their SNAP payments and stuff like that. I don't know who this is. I'm not taking calls, so it's not one of y'all. I think it's just a junk number. That's crazy. Somebody calling me right here. That's right. Let's see. Neil's saying this: Halliburton will go to WWE when he retires from an NBA. He's not really a wrestling kind of body, though. Like, if he went to wrestling, he would have to be like Harvey Whippleman or something like that. Seriously, he'd have to be like a cackling little like trollish manager like Jim Cornette or Harvey Whippleman. That's what he needs to be. Like maybe he's standing in front of MJF or something like that. He's like, ha 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 ha. He's acting like the Riddler, and he's like talking all this crazy shit. You'll never beat my guy, MGF. Woo! And he's like doing all this stupid shit. He shouldn't be wrestling though. He shouldn't be wrestling. He's too lanky. He's too like skinny. In some ways, you're gonna put him in a ring with Bobby Lashley. You're gonna look foolish out there. A man like Bobby Lashley make you look like a little boy. Yeah, he needs to be a little Harvey Whippleman. He's going to be in wrestling after his career. That little stunt with him and Jalen Brunson, that's something just goofy and exhibition. It harkens to Malone and Rodman from back in the day on WCW. Nah, this is different. This is different. He doesn't have the body for this. He doesn't have the body. He'd have to start muscling up real quick if he's going to do this. That's right. Isaac's got me on blast. I love it. I love it. Seymour saying, gee, if that's true, that's scary. That's scary. Well, this is the thing. They got to fix this. And the big argument with the WNBA players and the WNBA right now is what they want to do. What the WNBA wants to do is they want to have a set payment for them, but they don't want to do it by percentages. They just want a set payment for them in their salaries. But what the WNBA players want, and this is the same struggle the NBA players went through in the 60s, is they want a percentage of the profits. In some ways, the owners of the WNBA want to just have a set pay. We're paying you this, and we don't care how much we make on top of y'all. If it increases and goes up, you guys just stay where you guys are, and we'll reap all the profits. The players want a percentage of the profits. They want that in the language where it's saying if the WNBA blows up and makes more money, we want to get our share of that percentage. The owners don't want to do that. They want to just have a set payment to them. That's where they're having the argument right now. Just so y'all know, that is the big holdup in the bargaining agreement for the WNBA right now. That's it. I just described it. And I think that the players should get increase in the profits, and that the owners shouldn't just get all the spoils and just get the on top profits. See, this is the corporate think that the worst people and CEOs, all these pieces of shit, Elon's going to get $1 trillion payout. Tesla's numbers are down. Teslas are getting recalled. Teslas are getting sent back. And meanwhile, the shareholders are voting to give Elon $1 trillion parachute or something. What the fuck is that? That doesn't make any sense. His company's tanking and doing shitty. It just shows you how much of a criminal racket it is. And well, WNBA players should get a percentage of the profits of the WNBA. And if they increase over time, they don't want to be underpaid where they're making the old number that they agreed to now, where the owners are making so much more because they didn't agree now to get a percentage of the profits. That's the big holdup right there. They want to flat rate them. They want a percentage that increases as the profits increase. And once again, we're always on the side of the workers if you're on the right side. If you're on the side of the owners, the CEOs, and the corporations and all that bullshit, fuck them. Those motherfuckers are greedy ass fuckers, and they'll put out as much information out there, misinformation, clouding the situation and making unions and workers look bad. So anybody who says that the WNBA players are greedy, they are not. Do you hear what I just described? And understand they just want their fair share of the percentage of the profits. That's it. That's it right there. That's it right there. That's right. Seymour's saying, my mom is down in Jamaica helping out. She flew out yesterday. I love her so much. That's a beautiful thing. You know what? We're giving a dunk to Seymour's mom. This is crazy because we have a couple of names on here. We have Seymour's boss is down here also. Seymour's mom actually has a dunk already. You know what, Seymour, your mom's already on the dunk list. This is weird, man. So she's going to 6. She's got a 6 on the dunk charts now. Seymour's mom is on here already. I didn't even know that. I was like going to write her in, but like, no, wait, she's already on the list. That's crazy. Kaz is saying, that's awesome, Seymour. Shout out to your mom. That's right. She got a dunk. She got a dunk. Salute to Kaz, the champ. G saying, yes, Seymour. Look up Project B. They already signed NECA, and salaries will be around $2 million with equity stake in the league. NECA is the WNBA PA's president negotiating the new CBA. You know, that's the thing they got to figure it out. Like, seriously, you don't want to lose the momentum of women's basketball, Adam Silver and Nancy, with your bullshit and trying to be stingy. You know, seriously, these women are talented, and the Unrivaled League has shown you something. And that's just in the offseason. You know, you don't want them coming to crowd in on you on that. So, Adam Silver, pay attention, man. In some ways, all hands on deck. You're under fire a little bit. The U.S. government's coming after you for gambling things. I'm hearing that the U.S. Senate wants to have a hearing with you, just like steroids in baseball back in the day, about the gambling issues in the NBA. So you seriously, don't you have enough on your table? Seriously, than to be trying to push for an NBA Europe thing. Maybe you should be quiet about it for a while. Maybe you should worry about expanding the NBA or moving a hurt franchise to a better city that isn't doing as well. Those kind of things. Maybe you should worry about maybe putting a team in Mexico before you worry about putting a team in Europe. Seriously. Seriously, he's an idiot, man. If he truly tries to force this NBA Europe thing, it's going to be a colossal failure. Watch, guys. And Lex said it here first. You'll see. Fierce is saying, so beautiful, Seymour. Blessings to your mom. That's right. That's right. And G saying, sounds like some conflict of interest with these players negotiating with the NBA are also playing in other leagues. Anyways, I hope they come to a deal. Adam and Kathy need to focus on that. Yeah. Yeah, I want the WNBA to be strong and awesome. We love having a tempo involved now, and we can't wait to see it happen and start going. I don't want the WNBA and the NBA to be weakened, Adam Silver. And in some ways, under your watch, the NBA has become more weakened since David Stern was in charge. And in some ways, you need to get back to track on what's important for your league and stop trying to go and get everything and being greedy. Seriously. Take care of your players. Kathy Engelbert and Adam Silver, because if you don't, somebody else will, and it could even be themselves that help themselves. Seriously, probably will be. That's right. Fiercely saying, gee, when will Project B run through? I know many WNBA players also play in Unrivaled, but it doesn't conflict with the WNBA schedule. I don't know any of these answers, and you're asking G. You're doing crosstalk. Watch out. Seriously, that's what I get Jill for. Let's see. Kaz saying, keep crying, Dallas Wings. We got Sandy. That's right. The WNBA analysts that are like talk about it are like they're confounded. They're mystified. Why would Sandy pick an expansion team with no players yet over coaching the great Paige Bookers and Dallas? Oh my gosh. Why would she not do that? That's just I guess it's going to be the same in the WNBA circles. The disrespect for the tempo will be there too, just because it's the Canadian team. I mean, why would she want to do that? Oh my gosh. Fiercey's giving me a cutoff, 10:40. Yeah, I'm about an hour and a half. This is good. Guys saying, Lex, do you know if the 9:05 game will be on YouTube similar to last year? I don't know for sure. I will be checking that tonight. It hopefully should be. I mean, it's a little different for us up here because the G League rights are weird. And, that's why they're free on YouTube, and they should be like that still this year. I don't see whether there be a shakeup on this. If they're only showing G League games on Amazon down in the States this year, that's fucked up. Seriously, they shouldn't do that. They should allow the teams to be able to be on in their markets locally so that people can watch it. And, that's not good for the G League. Seriously, if you're going to put a price window or something like that, where you have to subscribe to Amazon to watch the G League, you may actually really hurt the viewership of the G League, Adam Silver, with this. So once again, greedy decisions with money often will hurt the product because, listen, you don't know the threshold of people being involved in your product, Adam Silver. Some people just throw up their hands and say, well, I guess I'm not watching the NBA anymore. Seriously. So y'all be watching out. And some people have been really pissed off this year about how confusing it is to figure out what to watch, what game on is what, and how many things you have to buy to be able to watch NBA games. Like, seriously, how many fucking streaming services do you have to watch the Raptors' entire season? Seriously, it's messed up, is what we're saying right now. That's right. That's right. Let's see. Kaz is laughing. It's Vinay. It probably was a Vinay call, y'all. Seriously. I think that's exactly right. I'm going to give Kaz a dunk because he remembers Vinay. And it probably was a Vinay call. I still get them. I think he's in the point where the collectors are coming after him pretty heavy. Like, because when they call now, they're a lot more mean and serious. They're like, we have been trying to get a hold of you for a year now. We are in litigation. We are at the final stages of coming after you for this. And I'm like, man, I ain't got nothing to do with Vinay. I don't know who the fuck he is. I just got his number. It's so weird, man. But they're very angry with him at this point. They were nice calls earlier this year, but they've got the collectors after him now. And when they call my number, they're not very nice. And I have to be like, I'm sorry, this is not Vinay's number anymore. I don't know who he is. I've never met him in my life. I think that he owes money over in BC because a lot of the numbers come from over there. 76 for Kaz. You know what? I don't like that. You're a 76. No, fuck that. We're going to make you 79. A double dunk just to miss that number right there. That's funny. All right, let me keep going in my tabs. Let's see. We did that. Let's do Raptors Reddit real quick. See what's going on there. Great ball movement involving every player on the team. I like that. Okay, these assholes are bringing up pizza party. Okay, fuck you. Yeah, there's some weird stuff. People keep saying weird stuff. Like, okay, Bill Simmons has a trade for us to get Ja Morant. No. All right, this is the trade that Bill Simmons has proposed. He says that Memphis gets Trae Young, Toronto gets Ja Morant, and Atlanta gets IQ and Colin Murray Boyles. What the fuck? First of all, Celtics guy, we don't need to hear from you. You ain't got nothing to tell us about no Raptors, nothing. Okay? So get out of here with that garbage right there. That's what Jack Armstrong was saying. I'll say it too. That's right. All right, let's see. What else do we got to do? Oh, let's do a birthday, guys. Happy birthday to, man, this is sad too. 4 years and you're done. 4 years and you're done, man. I mean, it's a good ride, bro. That's an average NBA career, honestly. That's an average NBA career, 45 bucks, Rexdale. Yeah, it's Delano's birthday, guys. Delano Banton is 26 years old today, and he is sitting at home as a free agent and not on an NBA team at this point. I feel bad, man. He got 4 years in the league, y'all. 216 games, 19 starts, averaged 6.8 points per game. He averaged 16.7 when he went to Portland after getting traded from the Celtics to the Trailblazers for that 30-game session near the end of that last year, the year before last year. Yeah, Delano Banton, happy birthday. I'm sorry. It's hard. It's not easy. You're a good dude. You're always going to be in the history books as the first Toronto Raptor drafted out of Toronto to the Raptors. I don't know what to say, Delano. In some ways, it's just how it is. And maybe you need to go with Jared Rhoden over to Paris and start running around on European courts. Or maybe you go to Asia. I don't know where you go, Delano. But the NBA doesn't want you at this point, apparently. And that's just how it goes, man. I don't know what you could have done differently. Maybe you bulked up a little more. I don't know. Maybe you got more under control a little bit more. I don't know. I don't know what it could have been different. Don't woulda, coulda, shoulda, anything. Realize you made the dance. You did better than most people ever will do in the basketball world. We have to keep this all in context of the bigger picture. You made the NBA, and you were an NBA pro for 4 years, Delano Banton. Hold your head up high. It may not be exactly what you thought. And there's a cautionary tale in there for Scott. You can look at those 3 guys that you came into the league with as a rookie, Scotty Barnes, and 2 of them are gone now. One of them's still around, just barely, honestly. Champagny with the Bullets. The Wizards. And David Johnson's Tasmania, bro. That man's running around in the NBL, in the National Basketball League of Australia. So, yeah, I don't know what to say. That rookie class, Scotty, your amigos and Champagny, Johnson, and Banton. This is how it goes. So, yeah, happy birthday, Delano Banton. 26 years old today. It's sad, man. It's sad, man, in some ways. It is sad. Yeah, let's see. Seymour saying this. Fucking snowing, and I got to drive through the mountains tonight. I'm worried. I heard some snow might be around Ontario this weekend. We'll just have to see. It was like my dad's talking to me on the phone yesterday. He's like, I heard it's going to snow this week. I'm like, Dad, be quiet. Just shush. Don't want to hear that. You're cheesed. Well, drive safely, man, and just take it as a challenge. But be very safe in what you're doing. I don't know how it is out west with snow squalls and snow and stuff. Just be very careful. That's all I ask of you. My good friend, Seymour Pate. All right, let's get that classic card and let's get going. Yeah, man, I'm excited for the games tonight. I really want the Raptors to beat the Hawks, and I do want the Raptors 9-5 to start their season off right, too. All right, who is that? Why can I not read anything anymore? All right, here we go. Classic card. Full name answer. Do it quick. Do it fast. And you will get the classic card today. That's right. We've had some pretty well-known players recently for classic card, and they have not been as hard. So, and they're more recent players too. So yeah, if you know who this classic card player is, put in the full name answer. You get the trivia points for today on the classic card. Yeah, this one shouldn't be that hard. Are you writing it in and I just didn't see it? You guys are writing it in. Okay. And it looks like it's Kaz who got it. Kaz got it as Bam Adebayo, Aja Wilson's boyfriend. And they've been at each other's games. This summer, Bam was at a lot of Aces games. And, well, she's been showing up at Heat games so far this season for him. So, yeah, they're a real bona fide power couple in the basketball world. And I would wonder, man, what if they had a kid, man? Seriously, what if Aja Wilson and Bam Adebayo had a kid? And I think that would be a prodigy, right? That'd be like some Yao Ming shit. I'm telling you right now. All right, so Kaz is getting Bam as a classic card today. Yeah, it's cool. I like the support between them. And, in some ways, it's good that Bam goes to the WNBA a lot because in some ways that's good for that league. It's very, very good to have more NBA and WNBA cross-pollination going on in that league. That's right, Cavs 2 days in a row. Now, of course, they were pretty big names, Carmelo and Bam, the last 2 days on that. All right, let me see. Let me go do a review for a wrap up on the show today. Yeah, I appreciate everybody. Let me see. Let me read these comments real quick. Hang on. Yeah, I missed some stuff here. Wayne's here. Good to see Wayne. Morning Raptor Freaks. Game day. Drive safe, Seymour. Take your time. That's right. Take your time. Salute to Wayne. Trevor's saying, today I'm going to finish packing 4 barrels to ship to Jamaica. Food items me and my family and friends put together, we donated. That's fantastic. Look at that. Commissioner Trevor J. is a selfless, amazing, giving person. I know he's been very giving to me, but he's giving to strangers in life, and he's given to Jamaica. And that's a beautiful thing. You know what, Trevor? You're getting a dunk. You're getting a dunk. Philanthropy will get dunks on my channel. That's right. Philanthropy will. There's Trevor J right there. You're 162, my guy. 162 for the commissioner of fun, Trevor J. That's right. Let's see. Fiercely saying this. I'm not the only one doing crosstalk, Lex. Just trying to keep the conversation going. But okay. No, it's all good. It's just I want to answer that question. Ask G. Ask me. Ask me. I want to answer that question. I don't know. Did G answer the question? I don't know. Either way, I get worried when people at people. I just get worried. I don't want it to be too much of that in some ways. I don't know. Either way, it's all good. Let's see. Wayne's saying, yep, but my wife left this morning to Jamrock doing her bit to help family and neighbors. So she went too. So Wayne's wife has gone to Jamaica to help out with cleanup and helping out. That's fantastic, man. I love to see community and people, the support come out. I mean, because once again, we're talking about Jesus. We're talking about Christ. This is it. This is when the things happen. Literally, the wave hits the wall. Something hits the fan. People get into action and they show their better side in a Christ-like way, and that is benevolence towards strangers and people that are just in trouble. And that's fantastic. You guys are really impressing me, man. Yeah. Seymour saying, salute to Trevor. We all got 100%. That's right. Real recognize, real blessing to you and your family. That's right. And Kaz got a double dunk. Trevor's saying this, Seymour, I do what God expected of me to do and help people who need help. That's right. Trevor gets the drill. He understands the plan. He understands the energy. He understands the true path of being a good Christian. And it's not this bullshit fake shit that some people are talking about in the right-wing circles in the United States. No, you are not Christians. Y'all are antichrist. If you support ICE and Donald Trump, you are antichrist. And I'm hoping that more of y'all are waking up from this stupor and this stupid ass programming that y'all got in recent years to get to this point that you have become the new age Nazis. So please, right-wing people, conservative people, it's not too late. We can take the fire to your arm and burn you, Indy, and make sure that you're not under the trance of the Temple of Doom any longer. Seriously, y'all can wake up and we can get on the right side with each other. I'm not punitive. I don't care. In some ways, if he duped you, I'm sorry. You should be mad about that. Let's go get him now because we're all on the same team ultimately. And the oligarchs and the corporate forces and the right-wing hate mongers have tried to divide us for their own gain financially. And when we all realize that that's what's happening and we get together, whether we're right wing or left wing, we can win this and beat their ass. And we already have this week with the elections. And we're going to continue with the No Kings protests. And we're going to continue to make sure our money is where our mouth is. And we boycott things. We do things. If we will have to go a general strike, we will. If we have to call out where ICE is coming in the neighborhoods, we will. If we have to help people in the community that are hurting because of economics and the government's dropped the ball on bringing SNAP to people and feeding them, we will. We will do the things that have to do, because that's what Christ would want us to. And the outpouring of support and love for the country of Jamaica and the other island countries that have been hit hard by Melissa, that's the purest of Christianity right there. And anybody who's like, nah, let them just suffer, you're a racist piece of shit, probably, is what I would say. That's what I would say to that. That's not Christian. That's not Christian. That's right. That's right. That's right. We're not trading CMB. Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's a crazy trade. Bill Simmons, shut up, man. Nobody wants John Morant in Canada. Seriously, nobody wants him up here. We have gun control laws, and you don't fit up here. Honestly, you don't fit. Any chance we can draft Juju Watkins? I don't know. I mean, there's chances on anything. I mean, we'll just have to see how it all lays out. Like, where are we going to draft in the draft? Where are we going to be in the expansion draft? How is unrestricted free agency going to work with how we acquire our players? The Raptors were interesting because in some ways, Isaiah didn't care about the expansion draft. In some ways, he drafted guys in the expansion draft to trade. Seriously. And then got different players. And, it's going to be very interesting to see the strategy of Wright Rogers and Resch and Brondello and what they want and how they're going to go about getting it. And they could be very creative in some ways. And once again, a huge plus that we have is Sandy Brondello. She's extremely attractive to come play for. And in some ways, free agents will want to come play for the Tempo purely because of the coach. So this is good stuff. This is good stuff. We're going to have to figure out how we get our players and where we get them and how and in which way. We'll have to see. You want Juju? You guys want Juju? We'll have to see, man. We'll have to see. Let's see. Seymour saying her game reminds him of Carmelo. Well, I will say this. Carmelo was not a winning type player, so that's not attractive to me. I'm not a big fan of Carmelo Anthony. I think that Carmelo Anthony is a great scorer and a great selfish player, but he wasn't a good team player. And he got what he got in his career because of that. So, yeah, he's not a winning player to me. And once again, we want winning players. She better have other stuff than just scoring is what I'm saying, because that's what I think when somebody says somebody's like Carmelo Anthony. Oh, they're a very gifted scorer. Okay, do they do anything else in the court? That's what I care about. Sweet jump shot, though. Okay. Randolph's here. Blessing, beloved Raptor freaks. There's always hope. Often what's needed is the ability of willingness to exercise one's faith, which is the evidence of things hoped for. Even if things are obscured, even if things seemed blocked or they don't seem like they're going to happen, the sun can come out tomorrow, Daddy Warbucks and Annie. That's right. And have faith that it will eventually. Blessings to Phillips family, all the Raptor Freak families. That's right. Nins is here. Nins checking in from Philadelphia. He's our admin for our Discord server and for this channel. Thank you for doing the face this year. It looks like he has a new one in there, guys. There is a Colin Murray Boyles icon in our emotes. I love that, Nins. Thank you for doing that, man. I see the CMB there. That's very, very cool. Yeah, I appreciate that. You can switch those up as you want to if you feel like it at time to time and surprise us. We might come in here and there's all of a sudden there's a new face in that little those little emoticons. And that's cool. I like those surprises. So 42, you got the original Yaka Pirtle number right now, Nins, for your work with the emoticons. And I see that you got Brandon, Scotty, Colin, and Jamal there. That's pretty cool. I like that. Let's see. Morning, Lex and Raptor Freaks. I've been learning a lot about fantasy basketball in my first season. Yeah. It's a learning curve, and don't expect to be successful right away. We've got some very competitive seasoned vets of fantasy in our league, and it's tough. And so, there's a learning curve. And you know what? Just do your best and keep up it as you can. I say the more you participate, the more you pay attention to it, the better you do. That's for sure. You gotta take care of your team if you want to be successful. If you just let it ride automatically and you don't ever check it, you're going to lose a lot. But yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying it and that you're learning more about fantasy from playing it. That's right. Yeah, Trevor's saying this. I will watch some EuroLeague basketball East A7, Emporio Armeni Milan, and Anadolu Efes Istanbul live at 12:30 p.m. today. See, he's watching EuroLeague basketball. They don't need NBA over there. They have culture and history and people that are very passionate about their teams. They got rivalries. They got all kinds of stuff over there that are going just fine, Adam Silver. And the NBA don't need to be over there unless you're taking established stuff and putting your branding on it and you're not changing anything. Seriously. And they ain't going to pay you that money to join the NBA brand. That's messed up, man. What are you thinking there? That's right. Seymour saying, did Amit find our trophy or caught him in the act? I don't know. We haven't talked to Amit the GOAT in a little bit. He is a bit active on our Discord server, and I should maybe just message him directly. I can go circle back and check in with him on the Naismith Cup mystery and see if he has come by Tel Aviv to see if our trophy is in the trophy case at that basketball club in Israel's trophy case. We still got to find this out. Yeah, Nins. Yeah, I really appreciate Nins and this stuff he's doing on the down low for the channel and stuff like that. By the way, I'm thinking Sandro for next to Mo. That'd be awesome. Yeah, you could do that. You could do that for sure. For sure. Yeah, that would be super dope. Yeah, very cool. All right, let's do the wrap up real quick. I'll do the keys to the victory, the win, and all that kind of stuff. Once again, the Raptors 905 are opening their season tonight against the College Park Skyhawks. And yeah, the Raptors 905 will have Jonathan Mobo there from the Raptors, along with the two ways, Elijah Martin, Chucky Hepburn, and AJ Lawson. So let's tune in and watch. Angel Reese's brother, Julian Reese, Olivier Sarr, David Roddy, Quincy Guerrier, and the rest of Patrick McCaw. Yeah, it'll be fun to watch 905 back in action from Paramount Fine Food Center. And once again, we're going to the next game on Sunday. 2 p.m. is the start of the game. We'll meet around 1:15. If you can come to that game and hang out with us, we'll be there. And it'll be a lot of fun. So I'm hoping we can get there and y'all be there. So that'd be awesome. We'll see. All right, let's go over the game real quick. No injuries for the Raptors tonight. Mobo has been assigned to Mississauga, but otherwise the Raptors are fully healthy with Jakob in the lineup and Colin Murray-Boyles off the bench. So that should be what's going on. The Hawks are missing Trae Young, and that is a big, huge minus for them. But yeah, they're starting lineup: Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Dyson Daniels, Zachary Rizeshe, Jalen Johnson, and Kristaps Porzingis. I say the key to the victory here is stay at home with these guys. Don't double up on them. Beat them with their individual defensive talent on players. Scotty, you get Jalen Johnson and shut him down. Do it like you did Giannis. If you can shut down Giannis, you can shut down Jalen Johnson, Scott. And that will be part of your assignment tonight. We just want winning basketball. That's right. And winning basketball isn't necessarily scoring for everybody. It's getting rebounds, playing good defense, and doing the little things. So Raptors, take care of the little things, have the better effort, beat them on the boards, and limit their guys from too many of them getting going. Seriously, that's the other thing. They need a balanced attack to win right now. And that means they need like 6 or 7 guys to get double digits and be scoring from different guys at different times. If we can hold a couple of them down and not let some of them have success, it may very much hurt them in their points outcome for how much they can accumulate to have a score, and we can outscore them by the end of the game. So let's not mess around. Let's dedicate ourselves to both ends of the floor. Let's continue the great excellence we've had recently with the defense, and let's continue to explore the offense with Brandon Ingram involved. And I feel like we'll be fine. We'll be all good. The referees for the G League game tonight are as follows. Gina Catanzariti is the crew chief. CP Painter is the referee, and Tyler Merkovich is the umpire. For the Raptors game in Atlanta against the Atlanta Hawks in-season tournament game, Zach Zarba is the crew chief. He favors the Raptors. Scott Twardowski is the referee. He favors the Raptors. And Sayesh Mehta is the umpire. He favors the Hawks. So, yeah, those are your 3 refs for that. It's not a bad ref crew, but I don't totally trust them. So let's stay on our toes and watch out for any kind of funny, fishy shit. That's what I'm saying right there. Yeah. Kaz saying, Lex, if the 905 is on YouTube, I'll try and do double duty with you. Awesome. Yeah, you'll see me in the comments in there. I'm usually pretty active in 905 YouTube comments, along with Blake Murphy and Monique. And sometimes we will go in there, and it's like Blake Murphy and Monique and I just talking, the 3 of us. So hopefully we'll see Blake Murphy in there, but maybe not because the Raptors are playing at the same time. We'll just have to see. It's tough to do double duty, but I'm going to try and do double duty tonight. 7:30 is the start for both games tonight. Raptors versus Hawks times two, and in 2 different countries too. It's crazy. Trevor's saying this. Everyone is jealous that we got Sandy and she chose the tempo. Yeah, winning. We don't even have players yet. And we're already winning, Trevor. It's awesome, man. Yeah, W Stream, W Community. Thank you, Kaz. All right, guys. Thanks for watching the Raptor Freak stream today. Hopefully, I brought you the information you want to know about the refs and about our matchup tonight. Once again, Raptors, don't drop the ball here. You guys can be in the driver's seat for Group A of the in-season tournament or Emirates Cup. I don't even want to call it that. I'm just going to call it the in-season tournament. Fuck the Emiratis or whatever bullshit. They're fucking bullshit. Yeah, it's the in-season tournament. And if we can beat the Hawks tonight, we'll be in the driver's seat for Group A and a really good place to probably go to Vegas. This game is very, very crucial because after we beat the Hawks tonight, when we will, we got to beat the Pacers and the Wizards also in season tournament games, and we could go 4-0, and that is a ticket to Vegas right there. The next 2 games are not as hard as these 2 games against Cleveland and Atlanta. So we punch the ticket tonight to go to Vegas. Really, seriously, we don't have to. We can't mess up against the Wizards or the Pacers still, but we can really punch our ticket to Vegas tonight if we beat the Hawks tonight. Of course, also the Raptors in the back of their minds are thinking about Philadelphia and going directly to Philadelphia to play them tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll have a preview stream along with 2 reaction streams for the Raptors and the Raptors 905. It's going to be a very busy morning tomorrow. And then Sunday, a reaction stream to the Philly game on Saturday night. One of our first back-to-backs this weekend, second one actually, after a Texas 2-step. And I want to do a really quick stream on Sunday. I might be doing a members-only stream where only members that have paid for the stream are actually going to get to talk because I may want to go really quick. I'm not really sure how to do that, though, because I know some of y'all are crucial everyday people that aren't technically members right now. But I do want to limit my stream immensely on Sunday because I want to do the reaction and get in the truck and go straight to 905. So, yeah. All right, y'all. I appreciate everybody. I hope y'all have a great Friday. Let's go Raptors. Beat the Hawks. And let's go 905. Beat the Sky Hawks. Yeah, we got to beat the Hawks times 2 tonight. And let's get on top of Group A. Let's go Raptors. Woo!